Hi friends, my name is Chetan Singh and I hope you are all well. I am an English learner. Today I am going to talk about the secret behind becoming a fluent speaker in English language. We all do many things to become a fluent speaker in English. We kind of learn grammatical stuff. We just got into the other studies which we consider that are important for becoming a fluent speaker in English. But out of my experience, I have learned one thing which is really helpful to become a fluent in this language skill. This thing is very small, but I am going to explain you this thing with an example so that you can make it understand that it's really helpful. This thing is listening. Yes, the habit of listening can make you a fluent speaker in this language skill. If you will listen more and more in this language, if you will listen to podcast, if you will listen to other stuff or other content in this language, then it will really help you to become a fluent. So let me exemplify this, that how it helps you to become a fluent speaker when you listen stuff in English. If I have to ask you that, and how you gain the knowledge about your own native language, did you learn the grammatical stuff? Did you learn any other thing? Or did you learn the sentence structure when you were a kid? No, you didn't do any of these stuff. But you did one thing. You listened a lot. Whenever your parents used to talk with you in that language, you grabbed each and every element of that language, of your native language, whether it's a Punjabi, Hindi, or any other native language of yours. You just listened it in your childhood, and while you were growing up, your mind kind of adapt all the words, all the sentence structures, and you automatically became fluent in your native language. So that's how this thing works. If you will listen more and more in English, it will become a normal thing for you to speak in English. I am not denying from the fact that speaking practice or reading practice is less worthy than the listening practice. They also have their own importance, but I am saying that listening is more impactful than the other practices. If I have to tell you about my schedule or my content which I consume on daily basis, I really like to listen the podcast of TRS, and I also like to listen the podcast of Humans of Bombay. So these are my two favorite YouTube channels from where I consume the content, and I try to enhance my communication skill. I try to enhance my knowledge about this language skill. After listening all this thing, I devote 15 to 20 minutes in front of the camera by talking in this language. Because if we will not do the speaking, then there is no meaning of listening to English. We are listening all the podcast, we are listening on the content in English so that we can speak. So if you are not doing your speaking practice, then it will not give you any result. At first, when I started listening podcast, it was a huge concern for me to understand each and every line, what they are saying or what they were conveying to their audience. I was just unaware some of the vocabulary words, but what I used to do, I used to pause the video where I had the confusion that what is being said. I used to just search that word on the Google Translator and then return back to the video and listen that line again. So in that manner, gradually I increased my understanding about the listening, and it impacted me in my communication skill as well. Now sometime when I don't know how to use the appropriate word for a particular situation, at that time I always have some substitutes of that word which I listened on that video or on that content. So it happens in that manner. You become familiar with most of the words when you watch them or when you listen them again and again. So that's why I'm saying listening is a very important part of English learning. So start listening from today. I'm not saying from the day one you have to devote your 1 hour to listening. No, it doesn't work like that, because in the beginning you will get bored, but you have to keep yourself with that practice. You can't say that I'm not understanding anything, so I'm leaving from there. No, it doesn't work like that. If you really want to learn this language skill, then you have to sit forcefully. You can't deny from the fact that things takes time, and you're learning this language skill will also take some time. So be patient and just do it for 3 months. I'm not saying that you will become a fluent speaker from the next day when you will start listening. No, it doesn't happen like that. You have to be patient and you have to devote at least 2 to 3 months so that your mind can become habitual of that thing. But eventually you will see the positive changes in your speaking, and it will become your new normal to listen the content in English. Just start listening, and listening has its own benefits than the other practices that we do to in order to learn this language skill. Listening don't take your separate time. You can listen to a video, to a podcast while you are traveling to your work, or after completing your lunch at your workplace. You can utilize that time to listen something on YouTube. So it do not take you much time. And the second benefit that you get from listening is you get to know about the different things which are happening around the world. Because when you listen podcast or when you listen any content on social media, they are always on the latest topics which are kind of wondering nowadays in our surrounding. So you can make yourself aware about the different things, about the different technologies which are coming in the modern era. You can also learn about the social life skills which are quite important nowadays to lead a happy life. And also listening don't take much efforts. You just have to sit and put on your headphones and you are ready. Therefore, please adapt this habit of listening. At least start from 5 to 10 minutes, then elevate your time up to 1 hour, and it will definitely help you to become a fluent speaker. I am also getting help from this habit of listening for my English speaking skills. Therefore, I thought I should share it with you all as well. Thanks for giving me your time, and we will meet in next video. Until then, take care and keep improving yourself every day, because you have to be the change to see the change. Thanks for your precious time.